Yes, welcome back to the Ghosty Girls podcast. I'm Christina.
Hi, I'm Alicia.
I'm kind of irritated right now because, yeah, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't like disclose what kind of vehicle I drive, but I guess it doesn't really matter.
I
right?
wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
She has an American-made car though, dum-dum.
I love my car, okay? I love the make and model of my car, and I know that eventually I'm going to need to get a new one because she's getting old, okay? She's getting old. She's getting up in age. And Alicia and Daddy D are trying to talk me out of my next car being this make and model, but a brand new one. They're trying to talk me out of it.
Because they're shitty cars. And we love you and we don't want to see you on the side of the road in like a year.
If I get a brand new car in a couple of years with a warranty that covers, what were you saying, 60,000 miles? I should be good for a while.
Yeah.
So
maybe.
Why are you guys hating on me so much? There's nothing comparable to this car, mind you. The only comparable cars would also be American-made cars. You guys can probably guess what I drive.
And we're
with
telling
all of this
you
information
to just steer away from shit cars. That's all.
It's not a shit car.
It is. I can't even ride in them without my boobies hitting my face. They're too bouncy.
Well, I'm sure you guys all know what I drive now. But anyway,
she has a big ass Ford F-150
no,
truck.
I don't.
Just kidding.
Ew. Oh my God.
What?
No, I would never have that.
Why? Listen.
Do you think I would ever drive a truck? Like a straight up flatbed truck? No.
Unless it was pink and glittery, possibly.
No.
Listen.
Nope. I don't give a fuck.
Listen,
How
I
glittery.
gotta tell you. First of all, I love trucks. I want one of the Toyota trucks because they're smaller, but I don't need it. My car is a 2011. The type of car that I have, I never thought I would have, but it is foreign. It's made by Toyota. And my mechanic said to me, these cars are built great. Your car is built great, knock on wood. She's going to rust out before she dies, before her engine goes out.
Okay.
That's a good car.
I know, but you know how I am, and I have to have something.
Sorry.
She's fidgeting again. You know how I am, and I have to have something flashy.
Do you though? Can't you just put a flag on it that says?
No, I have to have a car that matches my personality. You know,
my car has a bald spot.
It does.
A literal bald spot.
It really does.
I don't give a shit.
Well,
you know why? She gets me from A to B. But we all know I'm not flashy either. So listen, you do you. You do. This is what I'm going to say.
I wish everyone would just leave me alone and shut up and let me live my life.
This is what I'm going to say.
And do what I want to do.
This is what I'm going to say because I love you, okay? You only live once.
Yeah, exactly.
If you want that car, get that car.
Let me get what I get. Let me get what
your
I
life.
want.
Because you're going to be gangsta.
This is why the podcast needs to take off and we need to make money from this.
So she can get a flashy ass car.
I want a flashy ass car.
And I can patch up the bald spot on mine.
You would too.
I would. I just want to get a big ass sticker or like a hat for it.
Because here's the thing. I'm not a huge fan of driving. The job that I work requires me to drive into the city. I get stuck in traffic a lot.
Yeah, you do.
If I have to drive, I want to be in something that I have fun driving. I don't want to be in a car that I'm like, man, I fucking hate this piece of shit. Yeah. I'm only driving it because it's safe and it's cheap.
I'm only driving mine because it's cheap. Actually, I haven't had a car payment for 6 years.
But I don't have a car payment either. I don't want a car payment, but I know I'm getting to the point where I'm going to. In a few years, I'm going to need a new car because mine is getting old. She's getting old. She still looks good, but
she does
she's
look
getting
good.
old. Yeah.
You take good care of your car.
I do. I take... Oh, that was you. She's You guys.
I just texted you your dream car. I don't want to hear it.
You guys, as she's trying to talk me out of this car that I want to get in a couple of years, she just sent me 2 fucking text messages of that car.
It's the same car.
That she's been trying to talk. You know what? I hate all of you.
Listen,
I hate all of you. Why would you do that to me?
Listen
Why
to
would
me.
you be like, no, don't get that car. It's a piece of shit. Fuck that car. Blah, blah, blah. It's not reliable. Blah, blah, blah. And then send me text messages with the very same car that I've been talking about wanting my entire fucking life.
You already
Go
have
fuck
the
yourself.
car that you wanted your entire fucking
No,
life.
because it's not pink.
This one's pink and it's used and it's actually like
You know what?
$4,000. Anyhow, listen
Like I
to
said,
me.
I hate all of you.
Listen to me. I'm being devil's advocate saying that they're shitty cars. But again, live your life. If you want that, you only live once, get what you want. We want you to be happy, but we want you to be safe because we love you. Even though you hate us.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know what, guys? I had a bad week. I had a real bad week. Do you ever have one of those weeks where it just feels like the universe just kicks your ass every day of the week?
Sure
okay.
do.
So yeah, started having issues with my car. Are you texting me again? No.
Getting ready to. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Just one. Hold on. If I had to get one of these cars, this is the one I would get. Get ready.
I'm not even looking at it because you guys are trying to talk me out of this car. And now
It's
you're
a
sending
boy.
me...
He has mesh doors.
Okay. All right. Anywho, I had a bad week. Worried about my car and then found out that it's eventually going to need some extensive work to it.
We need to start a Patreon.
Yeah.
For your car.
As promised, we wanted to talk about Monster Mania Con, which we went to last week.
That was fun.
It was
crowded.
Fun. It was very crowded.
But fun.
Yeah. I met Skeet Ulrich.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she did. I took a picture of him.
You did take a picture of him.
For you.
I got a picture with him. Mm-hmm. It was it was a good interaction.
Yeah, because he told her, "Oh, you look good." Is that how he said it?
So I walked up to him and he was like, "Wow, you look good." And I was like,
"I know."
Yeah.
You could hit my mic. You couldn't even talk, could you?
I was very taken aback. I wasn't expecting that. I was taken aback by that comment.
That's awesome.
So then, because when you do the photo ops, you can't really get autographs from them. Mm-hmm. You have to actually go to their table and do that.
Pay more money to get an autograph.
Yeah. So one of the things I wanted to do is I have an old school VHS of Scream, and I wanted to have him sign it. I went to his table. He gave me a humongous hug. So sweet. Mm-hmm. Called me honey.
Because he recognized you.
He did. He did recognize me, I think. I don't know.
100%.
And he signed the cover of my VHS. It looks amazing. He picked out the blue Sharpie because I was like, pick whatever color you think's going to look good. And he was like, oh, this blue is going to look real good. So
he knew.
It does. It looks amazing.
It does look really good. You should post a picture. You did.
I did.
You did post
There's a picture on our Facebook. If you guys don't follow us on Facebook, what are you doing? But also go over there and you can
if they don't follow us on Facebook, they're probably under the age of 30.
Probably. But yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, we handed out some goodie bags. Hopefully some of you guys listening.
I made a friend in line. Her name is also Christina, so shout out to her because I think that she's listening now too.
Well, to the new Christina, your new friend, I will tell you, when this Christina, Ghosty Girl Christina, came back and met us after meeting you in line, she was raving about how awesome you were.
Yeah, I was like, I met the coolest chick.
She's like, we have a new friend.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So,
yeah, I met Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, yeah.
Listen, some of the costumes are freaking fantastic.
Oh, they were great. They were great. My daughter went dressed as Pennywise, and there was a guy that looked, I mean, his costume was amazing. He even had contacts and everything. Yeah. He looked just like him.
He did.
And he got some pictures with her, and they're adorable. But yeah, we had a good time. So, thanks to everybody who promised a listen. If you're listening to this now, it was great meeting you at Comic-Con.
Sorry if we just Sorry if we just randomly ran up to you and we're like, hey, do you like true crime? Here's a ghost bag.
Yeah, but I mean, hopefully you're listening now. So there you go. Anywho, today we're here for part 3 of Dorothea Puente. This is going to be the final episode.
Yay.
Are you guys so excited?
So excited.
So last week we left off with Bert Montoya going missing and the social worker, Judy Moyse, talking with one of the other boarders, John Sharp. And John tells her that something is very wrong in the house. Dorothea is digging a lot of holes.
Mm-hmm.
Judy Moyse reports Bert missing on November 7th, 1988, and police go out to the boarding house to speak with Dorothea. Dorothea reiterates the same story she's been telling everyone about Bert, that he originally went to Mexico to visit her family for a fiesta, and then he ended up liking it so much, and her family ended up liking him so much that he stayed longer than he originally anticipated. Then she says that he actually came back from Mexico, and when he came home, his family came to the boarding house and picked him up.
Yeah, sure they did. I believe that.
Yeah, there's just one problem with that, is that Bert was not really that close with his family, and they all lived in Costa Rica. Highly doubt they're going to travel from Costa Rica to pick him up.
Yeah.
So everybody was kind of like, cool story, bro.
Nah.
But nope. Police also spoke with some of the tenants at the home, including John Sharp, and he backed up Dorothea's story, even going as far as saying that he had recently seen Bert when he came back from Mexico and that he watched him leave with someone in a truck. So even though people were like, okay, this does seem kind of weird that his family came and picked him up, now they have another tenant who's saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of hard to overlook. So everything seems to check out and the detectives go to leave. But as they do, John Sharp slides one of the officers a note that read, "She wants me to lie to you."
Ooh.
Yep. And let's just take a moment of silence for the absolute legend that is John Sharp, because he's the one who blew the whistle on Dorothea the previous time. Because last week we went over how he told the social worker that Dorothea had been digging the holes, all that. So shout out to John Sharp. He's the MVP of this case. I feel
Agreed.
like. Yeah. So that brings us up to November 11th, 1988, and detectives Cabrera, Wilson, and Brown stop by 1426 F Street again, armed with new information from a former prison mate and friend of Dorothea's, saying that Dorothea had confided in her that bodies were buried in the backyard. So they get to the home and they ask Dorothea for permission to dig up her yard.
Ooh.
And Dorothea immediately allows it. And not only that,
What?
but she even gives the detectives her own personal shovel to use.
Stop.
I think she did this because she thought that they were maybe just going to poke around a little bit. And she was like, oh, if they see me being like totally cooperative and also giving them a shovel, they're going to be like, well, clearly she doesn't have anything buried in her yard. Like, look how cooperative she's being, right?
She's trying to call their bluff.
Exactly. So they start digging in the backyard and they notice what looked like pieces of beef jerky and possibly a tree root, but they weren't really sure. Detective Cabrera reaches in to try to lift up this large object, which they initially thought was a tree root. And instead of being a tree root, he pulls out a human leg.
Beef jerky.
And if you're a beef jerky connoisseur like I am, you're probably wondering what the beef jerky in the yard was. Well, it wasn't beef jerky. It was dried human skin.
Oh, yay. Gross.
Yeah. Investigators questioned Dorothea, but unfortunately, skeletal remains in your backyard doesn't prove that you're a murderer. You need more than just that. Because, I mean, this was an older body. Someone else could have buried it there, like, before she moved in. Also, someone else lived in that house, too. So
I'm over here rolling my eyes.
I know. I'm trying to give police the benefit of the doubt, but this is difficult, and it's going to become increasingly difficult when you find out.
But wait, there's
what
more?
happened. Oh, yeah, it's bad. Yep. So the next day, November 12th, 1988, the team comes back to resume the digging, and Dorothea emerges wearing a pink dress, purple heels, and a red pea coat. So she's styling. She got her hair done. She has her makeup done. She goes up to Detective Cabrera and she's like, hey, like it's really loud here with you guys ripping up my yard, and it would be really nice if I could go down to the hotel across the street and have a cup of coffee and visit my nephew who works there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm totally innocent. Like, if I had anything to hide, I wouldn't be letting you dig up my yard right now. And Detective Cabrera is like, okay, fair enough. And he and another officer personally escort Dorothea over to the hotel. And then they leave her there and go back to the house to continue digging. Now, I know that I'm just some bitch, but it feels like that was a really bad idea.
Some bitch.
To leave her at the hotel. But Detective Cabrera explained it away, saying that, again, they didn't have enough evidence to hold her for anything. All they found was a body in the ground. There was no evidence of Dorothea being the one who put that body there. There were other people living in the home. The body wasn't freshly decomposing, so it could have been there for a while, meaning someone else could have buried the body there. Still think it was a stupid fucking idea, but again, what do I know? I'm just some bitch.
Some bitch.
Meanwhile, the team continues digging up Dorothea's yard and all of her beautiful flower beds. There's a large crowd of looky-loos outside because, of course, word had spread that a body was found in the backyard of 1426 F Street and people were being nosy.
I would have been.
Yeah, I know. Exactly. So not shortly after the men dropped Dorothea off at the hotel for her cup of coffee, yet another body was discovered buried in the yard. Only this time, the body was covered with lime. And we all know what that means. Someone had worked hard to cover up the smell of the body and also speed up the decomp process.
Gross.
Immediately, detectives knew that this was way bigger and way worse than what they had originally thought. Now they've got 2 bodies in a yard. It's a little hard to explain away. Dorothy, what is you doing?
She don't know.
Oh, she knows.
She knows.
She knows. So Detective Cabrera runs back to the hotel on foot, only to discover that, surprise, surprise, Dorothea was nowhere to be found, and the nephew whom she had been referring to did not exist. No shocker there.
What? She didn't have a nephew that worked at the hotel?
Nope. A warrant is then issued for Dorothea's arrest, and a national manhunt, or should I say lady hunt, begins. Because she was very obviously a flight risk. She had already attempted to flee to Mexico after one of her other many arrests. So Dorothea's photo was circulated everywhere. And once the news got out that the Sacramento police not only allowed this woman to leave the home, but escorted her to the hotel and then fucking left her there, people were pissed.
I mean, yeah.
Rightfully so. Come to find out later, Dorothea had stashed all of the cash that she had in the house in her purse, which was a little more than $3,000. Once Dorothea was certain that the officers left the hotel and were no longer watching her, she leaves the hotel and takes a taxi to Tiny's Lounge, where she downs 4 vodkas and grapefruit juice. Mind you, this is like 9:30 a.m.
Ugh.
She knows that they are going to eventually find the other bodies in the yard. She knows she's completely fucked. She finishes her drinks and then calls another taxi to pick her up from the bar and take her to a bus terminal in Stockton, California. And she then gets on a bus to Los Angeles, which is about 7 hours away from Stockton. She then checks into the Royal Viking Motel under the name Dorothy Johansson. So now she's using Axel's last name again. Fucking bitch.
Poor Axel.
While Dorothea is on the run, police are back at 1426 F Street digging up body after body after body, all in various stages of decomposition. Some of them looked like they could have been buried for a year or more, and some of them only a few months. One of the bodies was so fresh that it was actually swollen and dripping fluids.
Gross.
One of the bodies was missing a head, both arms, and both legs. I think we talked about that in the last episode.
We did.
One of the bodies had all of the teeth removed. But the worst detail for me was Vera Faye Martin. And she's the sweet little elderly lady that we talked about last week.
I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
I
it's fine.
actually thought about her.
I know.
Like, leading up to us recording today, I was like, I need to know what happened to her.
Well, you're going to find out.
I don't want to know, though.
When they dug up the body of Vera Faye Martin, the watch on her wrist was still ticking.
Oh.
There were also scratch marks around the inside of her grave that led investigators to believe that she very well could have been buried alive.
Stop it.
Yep.
Oh, no.
A total of 7 bodies were removed from the backyard, all wrapped up in cloth, blankets, quilts, and secured with duct tape and rope and then covered in lime. The fresh body turned out to be that of Bert Montoya. So that explains what happened to Bert, unfortunately.
So he's not in...
Not in Mexico. Not in Costa Rica. He was in the ground of 1426 F Street.
We knew that, though, right?
Yeah. Investigators were fairly certain that a little old lady could not be capable of all of this on her own. She had to have had some help. So they zeroed in on her friend and confidant, John McCauley, who had also lived in the boarding house for a short period of time. And he had actually looked out for police the day of Dorothea's escape at the hotel. He then also had drinks with her at the bar before she fled and then lied to police about it. So immediately they were like, maybe this guy could be an accomplice. Because surely this frail, elderly woman wasn't digging all of these holes by herself. She had people helping her.
Yep.
So they arrest McCauley as an accessory to murder in hopes that it will give him the push that he needs to talk. Unfortunately, there was not enough evidence to hold him, so he was released shortly after. While investigators continued digging up the yard, they also searched the home. And would you like a fucked up inventory of what was found?
Yes.
I know you guys like when I do a little rundown.
Yeah, we're all in this together.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
They found pill bottles scattered all over the house, many of them being filled with the tranquilizer flurazepam.
Mm-hmm.
They found empty pill capsules, expensive cosmetics, perfume, vintage clothing, and designer handbags and shoes because Dorothea was bougie.
Mm-hmm.
A pretty extensive book collection, mostly Western and romance novels, as well as a handwritten manuscript from Dorothea Puente herself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
They found the driver's license of Betty Palmer with Dorothea's picture superimposed onto it. They found bank deposit slips and bank statements for some of Dorothea's tenants, various health insurance cards, which turned out to be for all of her victims, a huge supply of liquor bottles, mainly vodka, which is interesting to have in a house that boards alcoholics.
Right. And some were trying to recover too, right?
Yes. All of them were technically trying to recover, but yeah, let's keep liquor bottles in the house for them. That's fucking great.
Smart. And some grapefruit juice.
And the most disturbing thing that they found, in my opinion, was a carpet that was like a little smelly and squishy when they stepped on it. Like it kind of like,
Ugh.
yeah.
Gross.
And when they pulled it up, they smelled an awful combination of bleach, blood, and decomp.
Ugh.
So Dorothea had actually just placed carpet on top of carpet that had very clearly had a dead body decomposing on it long enough for the bodily fluids to seep into the carpet fibers.
Didn't she just have that carpet cleaned?
She did, but it apparently didn't work. So
Yeah.
she just covered it with more carpet.
Great idea.
And that made the carpet squishy when you walked across it, which is so fucking disgusting.
I don't want to think about it.
And this was apparently the room that sparked complaints from tenants. The one that Dorothea was like, oh, it's from a sewer backup or whatever. Yeah. While the chaos continued at 1426 F Street, Dorothea is just living her best life at the Royal Viking Motel.
Yeah.
She's ordering Chinese food, drinking beers, watching TV, and relaxing.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah. A little vacay for her. But after being alone in her hotel room for 4 days, Dorothea gets a little restless and she decides to venture out to a local bar to have a vodka orange juice or a screwdriver. That's a screwdriver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the vodka grapefruit, I think, is called a salty dog.
Is it really?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I love grapefruit juice.
Me too. Listen, grapefruit crushes are my
Oh
favorite.
my God. I love grapefruit crushes.
I'm pretty sure crushes are well known everywhere now.
They
but
have to be, right?
I don't know.
So she's drinking a screwdriver. She's sitting there at the bar, and she sparks up a conversation with an older gentleman named Charles Wilkes, and they have some drinks together. She tells him that her name is Donna Johansson, and that she's starting her life over in a new city after the untimely death of her husband. And she gives him this sob story about how everyone's been like stealing from her and taking advantage of her.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah, she got some of her luggage stolen. Her shoes are all worn out because she has no car and she has to walk everywhere. So this guy actually offers to have her purple pumps fixed for her, takes them off of her feet and walks them over to a shoe repair store, has them repaired for her, and then brings them back to her while she's still sitting at the bar drinking. And I'm not even gonna lie, this is kind of like a boss move on her part. Like, she was kind of a baddie in this moment. She like manipulated this dude to literally take her shoes off her feet and have them repaired for her.
I mean, I'm not mad at that.
Respect where respect is due is all I'm saying. Like, that's pretty fucking impressive. I don't even think I could pull that. I don't even think I could have a dude at the bar and be like, oh, look at my heels. They're all messed up.
I think you could, but it would be really hard to find a shoe repair shop now and then.
Oh, yeah. Fair enough.
Nowadays. Sorry is what I meant to say.
I feel like if it were today, she would have been like, oh, I need new shoes. These are so, they're hurting my footsies. I need some new shoes. And like the guy would go out and get her some new shoes.
Yep.
Or take her shoe shopping or something. Anywho, I digress.
They'd go to the mall. She'd probably end up with a whole new like
wardrobe and everything. Yeah. So they continue talking, and Charles confides in her that he is retired and that he lives off of Social Security checks.
Oh, yay.
And Dorothea's like,
it's my moment.
It's time to shine, motherfuckers. Never a lady who beats around the bush. Dorothea tells Charles, hey, maybe since we're both down on our luck, we could move in together. So Dorothea then asks Charles out, and they agree to meet the next day for a date. It's cute, right?
So freaking cute.
So they exchange info, and Charles calls Dorothea a cab because he doesn't want her walking back to the hotel in the purple pumps that he just had fixed for her.
Well, yeah, because they were freshly fixed.
Yeah, and then he got her 2 fried chicken meals along the way home. Well, so she goes back to her hotel with her fried chicken, her new pumps, and she's got a date the next day with a guy, and she's gonna get them bennies.
I'm sure she is.
She's gonna get them bennies.
I hate this lady.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up. Like, I swear all of this really happened. Like, it's so weird.
I would say this would make a good movie.
Well,
again,
we'll talk about that later. So Charles goes back to his apartment. He's relaxing. He's happy from his day date with Donna Johansson. He kicks back his feet, turns on the news, and he sees Donna Johansson staring right back at him. Only it's not Donna Johansson. It's Dorothea Puente, a.k.a. the House Landlady, because that's what they were calling her at this point.
The House
Landlady.
Okay.
And Charles does something that's actually pretty smart. He calls, quote-unquote, Donna at the phone number that she gave him for her hotel because he wants to verify that she's indeed still there. He asks her if she's still on for their date tomorrow, and she's like, yeah. He's like, okay, cool. I'll see you tomorrow. He hangs up the phone and then calls the police to report that Dorothea Puente is hiding out at the Royal Viking Motel in Los Angeles, California.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Boss move.
LAPD police wasted no time, and by 11 p.m. that night, they were banging on Dorothea's hotel door. She's apprehended, and then she's put on a plane and extradited to Sacramento.
Good.
For some reason, an NBC News reporter was invited to be on the plane, and they did a short little interview with Dorothea where she says something pretty chilling, and there's actually a clip of it. It's not great sound quality, but I'll play it for you guys anyway.
Okay.
I used to be a very good person at one time.
Did you catch that? I used to be a very good person at one time.
Mm-hmm.
That gives me chills when I hear that.
Can we just talk again about how she looks? And I know that was hard to hear, but how she looks and sounds like a little grandma. Mm-hmm. I would have probably trusted her too.
I think it's safe to say that everyone would have. She looks harmless, and I'll link that clip in our show notes. Watch it, because you're going to be like, how the fuck did this woman kill all of these people?
And bury them in her yard.
It's insane. It's insane. Like I can't wrap my brain around it. I really can't. I used to be a good person. While on the plane, Dorothea was drinking her little cup of coffee and she turned to Detective Cabrera and she admitted to cashing the checks, but adamantly denied killing anyone. Sure, Jan.
Okay.
Dorothea was then charged with the murder of Bert Montoya, and she pleaded not guilty on January 13th, 1989. Her lawyers also argued with the judge at that hearing about how Dorothea should have the right to some of her property at her home, including the $3,000 that was found in her purse when she was arrested. Her lawyers made sure to tell the judge that this money was not money from the stolen Social Security checks.
Okay.
Yeah. The prosecution relented, allowing Dorothea to have some jewelry and furniture back from the house.
Oh.
Not exactly sure why she would need that in prison, but Dorothea was very pleased that she was able to get some of her material possessions back.
Wait, who was the woman who the cops allowed to pack a trunk?
Oh, yeah, that was it was the Dover chocolate murders.
Cordelia
Botkin. Yeah. I don't know if Dorothea thought that she would eventually be free or what, but I mean, also remember John Wayne Gacy was pissed about stuff in his house during the investigation, and like he started raging about how they were tracking in dirt on his carpet. Like he was actually going to fucking return to the house at some point. Like,
and tearing up the floors.
yeah. The trial of the People versus Dorothea Montalvo Puente began in 1993. Dorothea was charged with 9 counts of murder, the first 7 being for the bodies buried in the backyard. Bodies of Bert Montoya, Benjamin Fink, Betty Palmer, Leona Carpenter, James Gallup, Dorothy Miller, and Vera Faye Martin. Count 8 was for her former fiance, Everson Gilmouth, because they were able to connect that murder.
Good.
Yes, they actually connected it because she had pictures of Everson Gilmouth in her house. And they were like, huh, who's this? And then they remembered the John Doe that they had found.
Stop. You know what? Thank God for his family had some closure. Not that he had a ton, but.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. And count 9 was for her best friend, Ruth Monroe.
Bless her heart.
Yeah. The sheer amount of murder charges made Dorothea instantly eligible for the death penalty. Autopsies were performed on all 7 bodies that were unearthed in the backyard of 1426 F Street. And toxicology results revealed that all 7 bodies had the same drug in their system, flurazepam.
What?
Yep,
No.
which is the tranquilizer that had been found all over Dorothea's home. There were empty pill capsules found in Dorothea's bedroom, specifically in her dresser drawer. And why she didn't just throw away these empty capsules, I have no idea. It seems kind of weird to me, like almost like, did she keep them like as trophies? Like,
Maybe.
I know that sounds weird, but like maybe she
No.
kept them and was like, huh.
This one killed this person. This one killed
Yeah,
this
like I don't
person.
know. Why wouldn't you
Weird.
just throw them in the trash? But we're not here because these people are smart.
Yeah,
So
it's fair.
the actual cause of death for Dorothea's victims proved to be very challenging. Yes, they all have flurazepam in their systems, but flurazepam is usually not enough to kill someone. And I guess the levels of flurazepam in their system were not like toxic levels. However, it could very heavily sedate someone, especially if alcohol was also added into the mix.
Vodka.
Right. So prosecutors theorized that Dorothea used the flurazepam and alcohol to sedate her victims and then probably asphyxiated them by either covering their nose and mouth or placing a pillow over their heads. Because if they're sedated, it would be easy to like obstruct your airway, right? There were not any signs of manual strangulation, so that was ruled out. So yeah, she probably just like put a pillow over their head or something.
Would they have still been awake?
Um,
Kind of like
It's
that.
hard to say, but I'm sure at least one of them was still awake. Because if you remember the story of the one guy that she had drugged, he was looking around and could see what was going on.
Yeah,
Ruth
that's what I
Monroe was locked into her body, but she was still looking around. So
was she on flurazepam too?
I believe they did find flurazepam
Yeah.
in her toxicology report. Yeah.
That's scary.
Yeah, so they very well could have been aware that they could have seen the pillow coming to their face. Yeah.
I hate this.
Yep. The Social Security Administration tallied up all of the money that Dorothea had stolen from all of her victims, which was a total of $70,000, that's a lot of money. But in today's money, that would be over $175,000.
Damn.
Yeah.
I mean, again, not enough to kill people, but damn.
Yeah. And of course, with this money, Dorothea bought herself luxury perfumes, vintage clothing, designer handbags, expensive shoes, and also a facelift.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. The defense took the stance that all of the boarders who were buried in the yard had simply died of natural causes.
Yeah, sure.
And what supported that was the fact that they couldn't determine a cause of death for any of these bodies.
Shit.
I know. They agreed that Dorothea was a thief, but she wasn't a murderer. Okay. They argued that Dorothea was too scared to call the police because she knew that she was violating her parole by running this boarding house, and she didn't want to get in trouble and sent back to jail.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. And of course, after their deaths, their Social Security checks would be of no need to them. So she just continued to collect them because why the fuck not, you know?
Yeah.
Like, they're already coming. I might as well cash them. Eh. The prosecution really had their work cut out for them with this case. Main problem being that, as we just talked about, no cause of death could definitively be determined for all 9 bodies. And we have a saying in the legal field, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove, right?
Mm-hmm. Or who you know.
Yeah, that too. And proving that this sweet little old lady murdered all of these people when no cause of death could be identified was absolutely a problem. It was a known fact that Dorothea was absolutely terrified of going back to jail, and there is some reasonable doubt that can be squeezed in. Like, if she was afraid of going back to jail for violating her parole by running this boarding house, it's a reasonable doubt that kind of creeps in, if that makes sense.
100%.
And if the defense can find enough of these little reasonable doubts, they all pile up and a murderer can absolutely be found not guilty. Case in point, O.J. Simpson and Casey Anthony. Reasonable doubt is a powerful thing. We all know, but we couldn't prove.
If the glove fits, you must acquit.
If the glove don't fit.
Just kidding. You know what I meant.
If the glove don't fit, you must acquit.
Yes, that's what I meant.
We did learn a lot in trial, mainly about how Dorothea was able to operate. And of course, that was with the help of several random men, allegedly. Donald Anthony, who was a confidant of Dorothea's, testified that he was the one who had called social worker Judy Moyes, pretending to be Bert Montoya's brother-in-law, and that he had also dug in Dorothea's backyard, claiming that she told him these trenches were to look for pipes, although no pipes were ever found.
Do you think he knew?
That I don't know.
Huh.
I don't know. I want to say no.
Yeah.
But I also want to say, yeah.
Maybe?
I think he probably did.
Because wasn't he the same one who
This
put
was
his
a different
name?
one.
Oh, this is
She had a few dudes helping her. Yep.
Yeah, he knew. She paid him off somehow.
Oh, I'm sure. It also came out in trial that Dorothea's court-appointed psychiatrist, Dr. Duty, remember him?
Duty.
He had been over-prescribing tranquilizers to Dorothea. So that's fucking great.
Yay. I hope he got in trouble for that.
I don't think he did. Oh, and Dr. Duty also began seeing Bert Montoya after he moved into the boarding house. Wonder why.
So he knew too.
Who knows? He could have. It's a conspiracy. Former tenants testified that Dorothea had a violent temper and that she would essentially fly into a rage when a tenant refused to sign over their social security checks to her. No surprise there.
Nope.
Also no surprise when Carol Durning, who had once lived at the boarding house, testified that she was witness to Dorothea hitting her elderly tenants and screaming in their faces, which is fucking awful. I hate her.
Same.
Convicts who befriended Dorothea in prison also testified painting a picture of who Dorothea really was for the jury, a con artist who had murdered people for their money. After deliberating for 24 days, which was the longest in Sacramento, California legal history, 24 days.
That's a long-ass time.
The jury deliberated for almost a month.
Damn.
That's a long time.
That jury was like, yes, I love the hotel.
Dorothea Puente was ultimately found guilty of 2 counts of first-degree murder, the murders of Dorothy Miller and Benjamin Fink, and 1 count of second-degree murder for the murder of Leona Carpenter. They could not reach a verdict on the other murders. To prosecutors, this only proved just how manipulative Dorothea's sweet little old lady persona was. Even on trial, she had still managed to manipulate people into thinking that she wasn't as bad as she truly was.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of being sentenced to death, Dorothea was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole. And I love that for her because Dorothea really and truly did not want to go to prison.
I mean, she shouldn't have been killing people then.
Yeah, but she didn't think she was going to get caught. So I think that the best punishment for her was sending her ass back to jail for her to just fucking rot.
Yeah.
Because killing her would have been too good, in my opinion.
Well, that's what she probably wanted.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. And it's just like, we've talked about this debate before. If I'm ever convicted of a murder, I'm going for the death penalty. Give me the death penalty because I do not want to rot away in prison. That is like one of my worst nightmares.
Yeah.
It gives me anxiety thinking about it.
So why do so many people opt away from the death penalty? Like they'll put in a guilty plea so that they don't get the death penalty.
It depends. Like you have people like Stephen Pinnell. He's the first episode we've ever done. He went in front of a judge and begged for the death penalty. And it was given to him and he was executed like, what, a year later?
Yeah.
And then you have some people that are genuinely afraid of death. Mm-hmm. But also like Eileen Wuornos, she got to a point where she was like begging for the death penalty. Like she wanted to speed up her execution date because she didn't want to be in prison anymore. She wanted to die.
Yeah.
So I think it just boils down to like some people just really have a fear of dying.
Okay. Makes sense.
It's like probably like a human nature thing. Like it goes, I don't know. It's hard to put myself there mentally because I've never been in that situation.
I just think,
good question.
My thing is, I just think it's weird that someone who can take the life or lives of other people is afraid of death themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like that.
Because they're selfish pieces of shit.
Correct.
One of the biggest mysteries to come out of the trial was that we still don't know exactly how Dorothea had managed to dig all of the holes and dispose of the bodies. Like, yes, we know that the one man dug up some trenches in her yard, but that doesn't account for all of the graves. Like, clearly she had to have had other people helping her.
You think?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it was just one guy. I mean, and he even said, like, he didn't dig all of those areas up.
Yeah.
Do you think she was really out there digging? I don't know.
I mean, she wasn't as old as she made herself out to be. So she could have.
I get it. But also, Dorothea was someone who wanted everything handed to her. She didn't want to work.
Yeah,
she didn't want to do anything. I mean, shit. She had some dude take her fucking high heels off of her feet and walk his ass over to a repair shop and get them fixed for her while she sat there with her pinky up, drinking her drink. So do I think that she was probably out there digging holes? No. I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
Yeah, I'm curious.
I personally don't. I think she was someone who liked to have her dirty work done for her because she thought she was too above it. I think she did the actual killing. And then when it came down to like the ew, icky stuff, I think that someone helped her. I think she probably did wrap up the bodies and all that. But for her, especially someone like Bert Montoya, he was like over 200 pounds.
Yeah, she had to have help.
She had to have.
Yeah. That one's going to rattle my brain for a while. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah. A little fun fact about the jury is that they first deliberated for 11 days before returning to the judge because they were deadlocked on all 9 counts. So there had been a really big possibility that she could have walked. And this is mainly because of her persona.
Jeez. Could you imagine?
Nope.
Damn.
Actually, yes, I can, because I mean, I'm sorry, I don't know if this is controversial or not, but I firmly believe that Casey Anthony she had something to do with her daughter's death. It could have been an accident. I don't fucking know. But I think that I'll do that case eventually, because it was a huge case and I followed it the entire time. But it was known that Casey Anthony used Zanny the nanny, which was actually Xanax, and that she would give it to her daughter to essentially put her to sleep so she could go out and party.
Yeah.
We'll save all that. But we don't know what actually happened, but I just have a gut feeling that she had something to do with it, whether it was an accident or not.
Yeah.
That I don't know, but I think she had something to do with it. And she walked. So stranger things have fucking happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dorothea Puente had a pretty interesting time in prison post-conviction. Inmates lovingly referred to her as Miss Dorothea. She liked to watch movies, including Pet Sematary.
Oh.
Her favorite TV shows included CSI and Cold Case. So she was a crime buff.
Yeah. Of course she was. She
She
was
held-
probably just watching to see if her case was ever going to pop up there.
That's a good point, yeah. She held prison jobs, including cleaning and performing haircuts for other inmates.
Oh.
She did some artwork. She liked to spend her time reading the Bible. She cooked tamales in her cell. Apparently she would like boil them in bags and like
Toilet tamales?
I don't even know. Listen, I didn't dig that deep into it, but I thought it was funny that she was in there cooking tamales.
Yeah.
And I even read in one article that like the prison guards will walk by and be like, "Oh, that smells good. What you cooking today, Dorothea?"
Oh, toilet tamales.
The fuck? And probably the most shocking thing that came out of her prison stint was that she ended up releasing a cookbook from prison in the year 2004 called Cooking with a Serial Killer: Recipes from Dorothea Puente.
God bless her.
The cookbook features over 50 of Dorothea's personal recipes, including her recipes for tamales, burritos, beef stew, and chicken pot pie. And she also gives her secret for a perfect salsa, which includes diced nectarines to add just a little bit of sweetness. So next time you're making your salsa, throw in some nectarines and then tell me how that is.
You know
Actually,
how
I think I'm going
hard
to try that.
Nectarines are to find. Actually, they'll be available pretty soon.
Dorothea said that this is the secret to a perfect salsa. Is a
Pineapple.
little bit of nectarine.
You could do pineapple either way.
I like pineapple in mine. I love pineapple pico. Ooh, this shit's good. But I want to try that just to see, just for shits.
When I said, are we going to do a cookbook thing like we've been talking about
I think we
in a
should.
previous episode?
We can start with her cookbook. Yeah.
Well, I didn't even know that she had a cookbook at that point when I said that. That's insanity.
Yeah, we were thinking about doing some YouTube videos of like cooking with serial killers or something, and we would like cook and eat their last meals
Yeah.
that they had on death row, or like a famous meal from the case. Like, and Dorothea, I mean, she's got a whole ass cookbook. So
Who was it that had one olive?
ooh, I don't remember.
No, I gotta
Look that
it
up. John Wayne Gacy had KFC. Eileen Warnes had a cup of coffee.
Robert Buell's last meal was a single black pitted olive. He chose this as a last meal as he hoped that an olive tree would spout from his body after he died. I think they meant to write sprout from his body after he died.
So he swallowed the pit hole.
Yeah, I think he just... What
What a dumbass. I don't even know who he is, but now I'm going to look him up because that's really fucking weird.
I get it.
Anywho. Surprisingly, Dorothea's cookbook has some pretty good reviews with people raving about her recipes, saying that they're absolutely delicious.
I'm sure they are.
In the foreword of the book, written by Shane Bugbee, who corresponded with Dorothea directly in prison, he wrote, "Dorothea's been accused of a lot of things, but being a bad cook is not one of them."
That's fine. Murderer, but great cook.
She made some slap-ass food, yo. 20 years after her sentencing, at the age of 80, Dorothea sat down with reporter Martin Cuz, who had written to her in prison, and she maintained her innocence, saying, quote, "I'm not guilty. They don't have all the facts." She then cried about her life circumstances, which I'll give her. She had a shitty life. Like, prior to all that, she did. She really, really did.
Well,
but it doesn't give you the right to kill anybody.
still her choices.
Yep. She also claimed that she was once friends with actress Rita Hayworth and that she was also a former Rockette.
No, she wasn't.
All statements that were untrue.
Fair.
A funny detail that I did read in Martin's article, which I'll link in our show notes, is that during their final prison visit, Dorothea slid him a list of food and beauty care items that she expected him to buy her in exchange for her interviews. So like they hadn't even talked about this, and when he showed up for her last interview, she was like, "Oh, by the way,
You owe me this.
here's my tab."
Wow.
Yeah. And the list totaled over $100 worth of items.
I would have got it for her if she gave me a bunch of interviews.
Yes, she was still trying to swindle people in prison. But
I bet she did. With her
yeah,
toilet
there's no
tamales.
doubt. He did explicitly state in the article that he had zero plans on sending Dorothea anything. So,
Yeah.
womp womp.
Sorry.
When Dorothea was asked what she thought about being known as an infamous serial killer, Dorothea responded, quote, "I don't give a shit what anyone else thinks."
Okay.
End quote.
Can't be mad at her.
Dorothea Puente died on March 27th, 2011 from natural causes while incarcerated at Central California Women's Facility in Chowchilla, California at the age of 82.
Can we just say that again? Chowchilla?
Chowchilla, California.
That's a fun name.
It is. Yeah. The infamous home at 1426 F Street in Sacramento, California still stands to this very day. Usually, when something so horrific happens in a home, it's demolished.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, or fortunately for the home anyway, is that the home is considered historic to the town of Sacramento and it cannot be torn down. So
Historic because of the murders?
it was historic before. So that is a protected home that cannot be demolished.
Great.
The new owners of this home are pretty fucking cool, in my opinion.
Nice.
They leaned right into the lore of the house, and they actually encourage people to visit the outside of the home and take photographs, but to not trespass, obviously. And there's even a mannequin on the front stoop that's clad in a red peacoat and bears a striking resemblance to none other than Dorothea Puente. There are warning signs by the door that read, quote, "Keep out from under the grass."
Yeah, they
Keep
sound
out
cool.
from under the grass. And no trespassing. We're tired of hiding the bodies.
I'm putting that on a flag.
And there's also another sign that reads, "Trespassers will be drugged and buried in the yard."
I'm going to put that on a flag too.
This
Check
is
out our merch.
so me coded. Like if I ever
Yes.
owned a murder home,
Mm-hmm.
that is 100,000,000% what I would do.
I mean, you don't own a murder home and you have flags that say
I do.
your body would make great fertilizer. So, yeah,
That is true.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Does this mean we need to take a
Yes.
trip to the Cali?
That is one of my life goals. I think we should do I was going to say road trip, but obviously not. It's going to be a plane trip to Sacramento, and we can also go to Alcatraz because I've never been to Alcatraz.
I've been there
I know.
and I love it.
I'm jealous.
I ghost hunted there by myself.
I would love that. I would love, love, love that.
I
That's on
found
my
nothing.
bucket list. And like, this isn't to mock the victims by any means. And like, just for the record, if I'm ever murdered by a serial killer, like, please make jokes like that because it's the dark humor that really gets us through.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true.
if we don't laugh, we'll cry. I am totally okay if I am like brutally murdered in a house and it's like a really cool case.
Time out. The way that you pause there. I am totally cool if I'm brutally murdered in a house. Pause.
Yeah. let me start that over.
No. That was funny. She doesn't mean she wants to be brutally murdered.
I don't want to be brutally murdered. But
if she was.
But if it were to happen hypothetically, like in 20, 40 years, if it was a really cool case and you want to turn the house into like a museum,
Yeah.
go ahead and make jokes about my body being cut up in that house. Or I don't give a fuck.
Right.
I don't care. In a way, it'll help me live on.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't plan on ever being murdered, so there's that.
Well, I don't think anybody could
No one
murder
plans
you.
on it, yeah. There's even some plaques around the outside of the home, including a plaque that reads, "It was that awful, awful woman that did it. Don't blame me. Signed, the house."
That's fair.
Another plaque reads, "The people who died here were so much more than merely victims. To think of them only as such gives Dorothea Puente a continued power over them that they do not deserve. She may have ended their lives and taken away their futures, but that should not diminish the memory of the people they were. They were human beings who smiled, laughed, read books, watched movies, scarfed down burgers, and slurped milkshakes. Imagine them as the children they were, the teens experiencing a first kiss, their hair days, good and bad, and bopping their heads to a favorite song. Those things and so much more are who they were, not the evil with which they collided." I love that.
That is like I feel weird saying this, but that's beautiful.
It is.
And
No,
now
it
I
is.
also want a milkshake.
I know, right? Yeah.
Damn it.
So I promised in the last episode that I would discuss my thoughts on the Tubi monstrosity that is the movie called Dorothea. Okay.
Mhm.
And
Dun,
we
dun, dun.
actually have a surprise guest. He's the honorary third ghosty girl. Should we call him Ghosty Boy?
Ghosty boy. Well,
Yeah.
ghosty man.
Ghosty Man. He's the ghosty man.
Ghosty for real, for real.
Yeah. Chris4Reel4Real. We just sat down with him and we did a little interview with him talking about the movie Dorothea,
Amongst other things.
amongst other things. So now we'll play some clips of that.
So tell us about you. Like, we know that you review movies. We love watching your content. Tell us about you, though. Like, how did you get into that? What do you love other than horror films? We want to know.
I've always been a huge movie person. I
Mhm.
mean, starting back from when you had to rent the VCRs from the video stores. That's how old I am. But my love of horror started back then. I think it was 85, Nightmare on Elm Street, the very
Yeah.
first one. My uncle had rented it. I watched it at 9 years old and loved it. So since then, it's just always been a part of my life is the horror movies and whatnot. See, and I remember like my grandparents having like The Shining and
Oh, that's one
you
of my
know,
favorites.
yeah, some of those older horror movies, Exorcist and stuff like that. But as a little kid, I wasn't really paying attention to it. But man, Nightmare on Elm Street, I was locked in.
We
My
went-
wife and I went to Long Beach. There's a convention in Long Beach this last year, and I got to meet David
Yeah.
Howard Thornton.
Yes, I
Yes.
love him.
Didn't
Yeah,
you?
he is
Yeah.
so great.
That's
I got
cool.
him to actually sign my leg where I have a Terrifier tattoo, and
Uh-huh.
then got that tattooed.
Oh, that's
So-
cool.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love the Terrifier franchise.
He does.
Love, love, love. It's so good. It just like it just gives me those nostalgic vibes. Like,
Mhm.
Anyway.
Well, I remember watching the first one, and that kind of what reignited the whole horror thing for me was Terrifier 1.
yeah,
And it's the stupidest thing is when he pulled out a gun, I was like, slashers don't do that.
yeah,
So it was like, this is great.
yeah,
So
yeah. That it's such a good franchise. I love it.
I'm more of a sci-fi type
Yeah,
person.
paranormal stuff.
Paranormal,
Mm.
aliens, all that fun stuff. Like, you guys are talking about your first horror. Mine was The Files. I don't have
That's
a
awesome.
horror movie. I just like all the ones that I see that aren't crazy. You know,
That
But
don't have the
Chucky,
murder in them.
I can't-
She can't do Chucky.
I can't do Chucky.
Really?
No,
I love Chucky.
I do too. It's so good.
no.
See, and my wife, not about the horror life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She supports me, but she is not about it, man.
Yeah.
So
But she's cool. That's good.
Yeah, going
Yeah.
to conventions, like that's a huge deal.
I am very blessed because she
Yeah.
puts up with me a lot.
That's
So.
awesome. We love a supportive queen.
Yeah.
It's like, it was actually her that bought me y'all's t-shirts. She
Oh,
surprised me with those. Yeah.
oh my
Thank
god.
you.
Yes, tell her we love her. We don't know her, but we love her.
Yeah. What was the coolest horror movie that you have ever watched that you think flew under the radar?
There is this Argentinian film called When Evil Lurks. I didn't know anything about it going into it. And first of all, the ADHD, I love foreign films because it makes me read.
Mhm.
Because I have to pay
That's a good
attention.
point.
I was blown away because there's certain rules that kind of go in the American horror, like you don't do this, you don't do that.
Yep.
They don't have that rule. I don't want to ruin anything, but everything is on the table. I love a good foreign film just because it makes me lock in.
So, what did you think of the Dorothea movie? Now knowing a little bit more about her and the true story.
Well, I rewatched it last night because it's been a while. It's been a while. I
Yeah.
forced my wife to watch that too, so she was just like,
Oh no! Tell her
yeah,
sorry.
she. I asked her, I was like, "Do you want to watch this with me?" She's like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, "Okay." I was like, "It's not a great movie."
Oh
I was like,
no!
"It's." I was like, "It's quirky and I don't know how truthful it is." I was like, "But I want to." I rewatched it and I it's quirky is the best word I can come up for that. The fourth wall breaks. You know. And again, I don't know how much of it was true, and that's why I was so invested with you guys. Was
Yeah, not a
this,
lot.
I didn't
Not a
think so.
lot.
I listened to the first two parts of y'all's, and then I'm watching this again, and I'm like, I don't think this happened. And I was like, I'm pretty sure, like the whole boat thing
No,
when she went
not
to it,
that.
I didn't think so. I was like, I don't. I was like, telling my wife, I was like, I don't think any of this took place.
No.
So,
What
but
really did it for me was like the opening scene where she's being assaulted by her boyfriend, husband, whatever. And that really bothered me because I feel like that's such an important issue. Obviously, domestic abuse. There has never been any proof that she was abused by any man that she's ever been with. And it's like I just don't appreciate them like making light of like, oh, well, she started killing because a man did this to her,
right,
No,
She was just a bitch.
she was
right.
she had mental health issues. Like she was gone. She was gone, girl.
See,
And
and what annoys me about a lot of these, and I've talked about it with Monster even.
oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, stop making them the victim. Like,
Yeah.
I get that there were circumstances heading to that,
Mhm.
but I don't want to feel sorry for you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, and it's okay to feel bad for what they went through, but so many people have had horrific childhoods and they don't end up murdering a bunch of people,
Yeah.
Right. They just end up talking, about horror movies online.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah. You turn your drama into something bearable. I
Or
guess,
humor.
you would say.
right. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
My daughter asks me all the time when I say something dark, and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" It's like childhood trauma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Seriously, like that's how we cope, But
Can
yeah.
I have to throw in that Christina made me watch a little bit of the movie last week. And
Can you guess what clip it was? There's one clip in the movie where I was like, this is probably like the worst CGI I've ever seen in my entire life. You have to watch this scene.
Is it the fire?
yeah,
Oh my god! It
he
moves.
flips a cigarette
Yeah.
and
It's
walks
But,
away.
It's literally superimposed, like it was done on like Microsoft, like clip art, paint, whatever.
yes.
It was.
Oh my God, I've never seen anything that bad.
That wasn't a real fire?
Oh no.
Kidding.
No.
That was that.
It was a
Right.
lot.
I didn't have to watch the rest of the movie. I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
This is the vibe. This is the vibe of the movie. Okay.
Yes. And when I told my wife, I was like, like the Susan Priver who played Dorothea, she's a good actress. I think she did well.
She's in some other TV movies too.
Yes.
There's a serial killer movie that she was it the Ed Kemper movie?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's actually how I got turned on to these was Dredd, who put these out. They contacted me to do the Dorothea review.
Oh, nice.
And they were like, we have finally started getting into true crime. So there's going to be 3 movies. There was Ed Kemper, Dorothea, and then I think Richard Ramirez is next.
Okay.
Oh,
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But the Ed Kemper one's not as quirky. It's a little bit better.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet. It seemed like the vibe was a little more serious with that one.
Yes.
But yeah, like I can appreciate what they were trying to do with the Dorothea movie, but I also like don't like they tried to make her seem really cool.
Yeah, like a
she was
badass.
this bitch. And it's like no, she was like if you watch actual interviews, she is just like this passive elderly. I would never do anything. Like she was not like this hardcore, like I'm gonna go and shoot you in the face because you won't give me money back for a boat. Like, no. She just the whole vibe of that movie, it would have been like amazing if it was just like a fictional movie about a woman who killed people.
Mhm.
But that
Right.
was so not how she was at all.
See, that's what blew me away. Like with this Dorothea movie, was the Ed Kemper one's pretty factual.
Is it? Oh, that's good. That makes
It's pretty factual. I'm
yeah.
not saying it's all factual, but this one was so like. Again, I was like, does that even happen? Is that real? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they took a lot of creative liberty with that movie for sure.
I'm watching it too, and like last night, the very opening scroll, I was like, that's the whole movie. They just told you exactly what happened. Why do I have to spend the next 90 minutes on this?
You don't. But
Yeah,
twice.
but
Yeah.
I did twice.
It's movies that it's like so bad that it's like a train wreck. You can't look away from it. Like, and I don't want to say it's bad. It's just it's not factual, you know?
No, I feel like as a horror movie fan, like there's this realm of we like the ones that scare us and that make us feel gross or whatever. But then there's also a love for really shitty movies.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely.
And I think that's what that one falls in that area for me. It's a shitty movie. If you treat it as just a movie and not factual,
Right.
it's good. It's enjoyable.
It's true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Like I wish they would have just made like loosely based and like named her a different.
Yes.
Like this is loosely based on Dorothea Puente,
Pamela.
but yeah,
Pamela Puente.
Diane. Diane.
That's my mother's name.
I know. She would love that.
Okay, Becky.
Diane.
So I have to ask you, because I've mentioned this 1,000 times in the podcast, I do like terrible horror movies. Have you seen Lumberjack Man or Zombievers?
Zombievers is one of my favorite movies.
That's her
That
favorite.
movie is
my God.
so horrible.
It's so bad, it's good.
Have you seen Slaughterhouse?
No, what's that?
A sloth.
Job.
Yep.
Yes, in a sorority house.
Yep.
So,
I'll be watching that this evening.
You'll
You
like
can
it's so good. I'm about 99% sure it's on Tubi as well.
I think so.
Done. Lumberjack Man. Have you seen it?
No, I've never even heard of that one.
Lumberjack Man.
I'll put it on the list.
The premise, or do you want to be surprised?
Oh, what's the premise?
It's a lumberjack who
No.
really likes pancakes, and he has giant pancakes, but he doesn't like syrup on his pancakes. He likes blood on his pancakes. So I almost said he likes blood on his syrup. He likes blood on his pancakes.
He likes blood on the syrup.
Absolutely sounds like something I'd enjoy.
It's magical. You're gonna love it.
Oh,
It's so bad, it's bad. Slash not really good, it's bad, but you're gonna love it.
so any final thoughts on the movie?
I think, like I said, I think the biggest thing is just ignore the fact that it's Dorothea. Just
Mhm.
pretend it's Becky or Diane. That's fine. And then it's a decent movie. It's a fun watch.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Take it with a grain of salt.
yes,
Grain of everything.
or maybe read the Wikipedia page before watching that movie.
Tell everybody where they can find you and all that fun stuff.
They can pretty much find me on TikTok, Instagram, even YouTube. All of it's Chris4Reel4Real. Yeah, I post daily. But yeah, I mean, I'm all over the place and constant. So
But you're consistent.
Yeah.
yes, ma'am.
That's the most important thing.
Yeah. And it's Chris, CHRIS, the number 4, REEL, the number 4, REAL. Awesome. Thank you so much for
Yes,
popping on.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. It's been a
Virtually,
blast.
thank you.
Yeah, nice.
It was nice
Sure.
talking to you.
It was nice to meet you, officially meet you guys over
We'll
Zoom.
be in
So
touch. Bye.
right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, so that's all we got for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed the 3-part series and also our special guest today, Chris
Yes.
for Real for Real. Make sure you follow him on all the platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, all the things. And
Yes.
we'll link him in our show notes.
Give him
as
some
well.
love. He's great. He watches
He's
the
awesome.
movies. You don't have to. Chris for real. Thank you so much for chatting with us today. It was awesome meeting you in person over Zoom.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. We are going to have him on the podcast when we cover Ed Kemper because that movie Dorothea is on Tubi. And actually the woman who plays Dorothea in that movie also plays Ed Kemper's mother in the movie about Ed Kemper.
Okay.
Which is also a Tubi movie. It's created by the same production company and everything. So, yeah, we're going to have him on to discuss Ed Kemper when I get to that, but that's going to be a while because the 3-parters take a lot out of me, and now I'm just going to do some little cases, and also I'm going to be going away for a couple weeks and I'm going to be in trial, and like I'm literally not going to have like access to anything, so we're going to batch record.
And I have a fun one for you guys next week, so everybody gets a mental break.
Yes. Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. I'm excited for you to hear it.
Thank you guys for listening.
Mwah.
We will see you next Tuesday.
Don't be one.